Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Rain or Shine Sports Network. This is Pro Football Weekly, Season 2, week number 4.
I'm breaking stuff.
Yeah, these are some creaks. So for the first time ever in these 2 years, we're both in the same studio at the same time to do this show. Kind of an unexpected one, so some of our graphics aren't here like they normally are.
All of them.
Yeah. Robbie's here just kind of for a short time, and so we decided to get this part of it done, and I'll go back to the beginning. I'm Tom Sotera, host for today, and this is my son Robbie. Usually he's down in Vancouver and off in another land, and today we're at the same place. So first time you're seeing us on the screen at the same time. So and probably going to be a while before that happens again. So all right, well, let's take a look at last week's games, starting with Miami-Buffalo. Buffalo beat Miami 31-21. Jacksonville over Houston, 17-10. Houston still winless. Carolina 30-0 over Atlanta, a little bit of a shocker. Washington Commanders 41-24 over the Raiders. Buccaneers 29-27 over the Jets. Eagles over the Rams in kind of a weird finish, 33-26. Pittsburgh 21, New England 14. Minnesota all over Cincinnati, 48-10. Indianapolis 41-20 over Tennessee. Cleveland over Green Bay in a shocker, 13-10. Seattle over New Orleans, 44-13. Chargers over the Broncos, 23-20. 49ers stay unbeaten over the Cardinals, 16-15. Bears 31-14 over the Cowboys. The Chiefs were able to beat the Giants 22-9, and Detroit over Baltimore in a good game, 38-30. Well, what did we think of week number 3? Any big surprises at all?
Yeah, what happened to Atlanta?
What happened to Green Bay, too? I mean, yeah, 30-0 against Carolina, but anyway. All right, let's take a look. To start with, let's go to our Rain team and Shine team from the weekend. And so, again, the Rain team is a team that just totally bombed it. They're the team that under expectations big time, and there's a couple of them this week. So what is your Rain team?
Well, mine's Atlanta, hands down.
So I had Atlanta down to start with, and then I looked and like the team I mentioned, Green Bay. How do you lose to Cleveland? The way they've been playing, Jordan Love's healthy.
There's this guy named Myles Garrett.
I get it, but 13-10 against Cleveland. Anyway, that's my Rain team is Green Bay. All right. How about the Shine team, the team that maybe was over expectations?
Well, I mean, for the last 3 weeks, this team could have easily been in there every single time. The Colts.
Okay, the Colts. Well, and I agree. I mean, they're 3-0. They're out of nowhere. I didn't see this coming. I don't think anybody saw this coming. But 41-20. Yeah, they played Tennessee, who is winless as well. I'm going to give that Shine team, though, to Carolina, because on the other end of Atlanta being shut out, it was Carolina beating them 30-0. So I'm going to go with Carolina in that one. Shout out to Cleveland, though, beating Green Bay 13-10. To me, that was a shocker. So, all right. So let's take a look at the our Rain and Shine power rankings from this week. So these are the bottom 3 teams in the league, and then the top 3 teams in the league. And my bottom 3 stayed the same as it has been. I got the Giants in 30, New Orleans in 31, and Miami in 32. So I've kept those the last 3 weeks. I've had the same 3 teams there, and I don't see a change yet.
Mine are at 30. It's Carolina, even though they just beat the Falcons. They're still bottom. 31 is Cleveland, and 32 is the Saints.
Okay. Cleveland at 31. Okay, they just beat. So 2 teams that just won.
They're flukes.
Okay. All right. Yeah, we'll know more after this week. Again, it's so early in the season, you don't even know who is who yet. And so, yeah, we'll see how that goes. All right, so let's take a look at our prediction standings from this last week.
So you guys aren't going to be seeing this,
yeah,
but I have the records and stuff here. Just
yeah, and so right now I just have to assume what he's going to tell me is true because I've been in the lead by 4 games. And well, yeah, you show me that
right
anybody can make the graphics, so I got to
I'm
look
the only
back
one
to
making
see.
the graphics here.
Yeah, unfortunately, yes, that's what I'm trying to say.
You do it then.
No, yeah,
Why not?
You're doing all right. You're doing all right. So anyway, the week I was 9-7. Robbie was 11-5. So overall, I'm 34-14, and he's 32-16. So I'm still 2 games ahead. He beat me like 4 games last year, I believe, on the season. So our picks were, I missed on the. Okay, this is me. I missed on the. Oh my gosh, the Houston game. All right, where was our differences? Is that we don't have it that way anymore on
our
this
differences one? Are just it's just all of our picks are that way.
Anyway, I missed 7. He missed 5. He picked up 2 games. That sucks for the week, and this week will be a lot different than that. So as we say that, let's jump right into week 4. What is that look on that face there? Let's jump into our week 4 games, starting with Thursday night. We have our home state, Seattle Seahawks at Arizona, 5:15. Amazon, Seattle favored by 1.5. Over under of 43.5 for those of you who might be looking at those numbers for betting purposes. And I'm going to go with our Seahawks. Defense travels, and I think against Arizona, I think it's going to be a tough game. I really do. These divisional games always are, and you just never know what to expect out of all 4 of these teams. And I think they're right about at the same level right now. So I've got Seattle.
This is the week of Seattle.
Okay.
Mariners, postseason. Ooh. Seattle this week, they're going to beat Arizona.
Okay, and now I'm going to throw one more out there that it doesn't say Seattle in it. And I was on another show here Monday night, and I gave a tip at the end of the night. I don't usually give tips for betting because I don't encourage it. It's illegal in our state, well, online anyway. We have casinos we can do it in. But Washington Huskies are a little bit more than people think they are. They're playing the Ohio State this week. Ohio State's the number 1 team in the nation. The over-under is 50. I think it's 50.5. And I'm saying take the over. I think the Huskies are going to give Ohio State a bigger challenge than what people think. I don't know if they'll have enough to win, but the over on that game, I think, is a good one. And something I won't bet, but if you do partake, just remember where you found that. All right, next game. 6:30 Pacific time, Sunday morning, Minnesota at Pittsburgh. So it's not at Pittsburgh, but internationally, Dublin, I think this one was in, I believe.
In Ireland, yep.
Yep. Minnesota and Pittsburgh, both 2-1. This one, again, is at 6:30 in the morning on the NFL Network. Minnesota favored by 2.5 over Pittsburgh. Over-under is 41. And who do you have in this one?
I got Minnesota.
Minnesota beating Pittsburgh. Okay. It is on a neutral site. I get it. When I originally picked these, I didn't even realize it was a international game. So I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm going to take the Steelers.
Mainly because of Carson Wentz.
Yeah.
A little bit more consistent than JJ.
Well, and they did play Cincinnati last week. Minnesota did, and they looked fantastic against him. I mean, it was 41-20 or something like that.
It's just the Joe Burrow-less Cincinnati.
Oh, yeah. No, they're hurting for sure. But I think Pittsburgh can play. Defense came around last weekend against New England, and I think they can do just enough to win. They're 2-1. They're both 2-1. So, all right. So we differ on that one. Moving to the next game, the Tennessee Titans and the Houston Texans, battle of the 0-3 teams. Someone's due to get a win here. I would think they could both be 0-3-1, but I'm thinking someone's going to win, and I'm going to give that nod to Houston on this one. I think they're going to pick up their first win on the year.
Yep, I got Houston as well.
Houston is favored by 7, over under of 38.5, which is not a very big number, but that tells you how both teams are playing. And that one's a 10 o'clock game. All right, on to Philadelphia at Tampa Bay. Philadelphia is favored by 3.5, over under of 44. Who we got here? This is a good matchup. It really is.
I wanted to say Tampa Bay, but I ended up marking up Philly for this one.
Philadelphia
This
is
is a
just
good
so
all-around team.
Yeah, they're just so complete. They really are. And going into last week, they hadn't thrown the ball. And I can't say they haven't thrown it well. They just haven't even thrown the ball. And so I was a little concerned going. Yeah, I was a little concerned going into that, though, just wondering, can they? Is it something they can do? And they showed, yes, they can. Mr. AJ Brown got involved, and that's good to see, actually, because we've seen AJ before not be happy about situations, and then it changes his game completely. So I got Philadelphia as well in this one, but I think it's going to be a close game. I really do, but it's going to knock off one of the unbeatens anyway. All right, next one on the docket here is the LA Chargers at the New York Giants. Giants starting Jackson Dart. I don't know if that's going to be a big boost for him against the Chargers.
It
But
could be.
You know what? One thing I just thought about, I didn't even go back to the Shine teams in our oh, wait a minute.
We did. We went to the teams, we just didn't do the games.
But we didn't do the power rankings for the Shine teams, the top 3 teams in the deal. That's where I had the Chargers have broken through for me. I have the Chargers at 3, Buffalo at 2, and Philadelphia at 1. What did you have for that?
I had Detroit at 3, Philly at 2, Buffalo at 1.
And that makes a lot of sense with the way Detroit played last week.
Mm-hmm.
I did not expect them to handle Baltimore the way they did. So, okay. Anyway, back to this now. Chargers, Giants, not the Giants. It's the Chargers.
Yes.
Will Russell Wilson play in this game?
If Jackson gets hurt.
Is Jameis Winston anywhere in sight?
I'm sure he's there somewhere.
Yeah.
Trying to make people happy.
Yeah. Okay. Chargers are favored just by 6.5. So that might not be a bad play. And then over under is 44 on that one. All right. Carolina at New England. Couple of 1 and 2 teams. Carolina look good against Atlanta. This is not Atlanta. This is New England. New England's favored by 5.5. Over under of 43. Not excited about this one?
But I'm going to give this one to New England, though.
Yeah, I'm picking New England as well in this one. They played the Steelers pretty tough.
Always been a good defense.
Yeah. And I just think Carolina might be there. They're getting better, obviously. But, again, it's so early in the season. We just really don't know who's really what. I mean, if they win, they're 2-2. So, all right, moving on to the next one. We've got Cleveland at Detroit. Detroit's favored by 9.5. Over under is 44.5. This one I got Detroit all day.
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
Don't think the high of beating Green Bay for Cleveland is going to be enough to beat Detroit.
And coming off the Baltimore game, I don't think they're not going to Dan Campbell's going to allow any sort of a lull in what they're doing. So I see Detroit taking care of business here. Mm-hmm. All right, next one. This is another one that is supposed to be a little lopsided. New Orleans at Buffalo. Buffalo favored by 16, over under of 48. Buffalo going to take care of business?
Well, they usually do. So I think Buffalo is going to win. I mean, this could be one of those trap games, to be honest. Out of nowhere, they just don't play great. But no, with Josh Allen playing in quarterback position, it's kind of hard to count them out of any contest.
Yep.
So,
yep, I got Buffalo all day as well. Mm-hmm. All right, Washington at Atlanta. This is kind of a weird one too, with Atlanta, the way they laid an egg last week. Washington, Jaden Daniels playing. Have you heard? Is he active?
Don't know.
Okay.
No idea.
Okay. Well, my pick would have depended on if it was or not, but I didn't look into it all that much either. Are you checking really quick?
I am checking.
Okay. But I'm here to say anyway. Either way, I'm
Says
gonna.
he's questionable.
Okay, I'm taking Atlanta in this one. I think they're going to get off the ground after that 30-0 defeat, and I think both teams are going to come out 2-2.
I can't. I had Atlanta originally, and then I thought about it more. The only way Atlanta beats Washington, even if Jane Daniels plays or not, is if Kirk Cousins is the starter. There is no oomph that offense at all.
I don't see that happening. I don't think they're.
I would be okay with it.
I don't think
I don't have any share of Atlanta in fantasy football anymore, unfortunately. But they need some sort of consistency, and Penix hasn't really.
I think he's going to get there. That's why I say I think they're bouncing back this week to get that win. But I'm going to take Atlanta. I really am.
I have Washington.
Okay. All right. Jacksonville at San Francisco. And San Francisco's favored by 3. That last game, Washington was favored just by 1, though, and the over-under was 45. This one, San Francisco by 3, and the over-under is 47. Jacksonville 2-1. And San Francisco 3-0, unbeaten. What do?
Win. They're going to win.
San Francisco.
Brock Purdy's back. Granted, they don't have Kittle or Ayuk yet. But
Nick Bosa.
I've heard rumors that they are going to trade for Thibodeau.
Ooh, why would the Giants get rid of Kayvon Thibodeau? I don't believe it. Okay.
It's a rumor.
We'll see what happens.
But, I mean, it would be a huge help.
Oh, I would say so.
They got Chase Young out of nowhere, too. If you remember that a few years ago.
Yeah.
But now he's with the Saints.
Yep.
I think he's still with the Saints. But, yeah, we got Purdy back. And then you still have Christian McCaffrey, who's going to be a problem. Juwan Jennings. I think San Francisco wins this one.
All right. Well, this is going to be my kind of the upset of the week. I really think Jacksonville's gonna take it down. San Francisco has been so decimated by injuries. You know, this is the second year in a row. Last year was the same thing. And at some point, Trent Williams is a stud, but he's getting older as well. And I just think as people are falling, I know Purdy's back. Jacksonville's been moving up. They're playing a lot better than they have been and started the season really well. I'm giving this one to Jacksonville. So, all right, moving on to the Indianapolis Colts and the Rams. Is Indianapolis for real? I think this is a big test for them, and I think the Rams are going to take care of this test. 3.5 points. The Rams are favored by. Over-under is 49.5. I think they give Indianapolis the first loss on the season. I think Indianapolis will bounce back. I think they're a lot better team than people think, and probably what everybody anticipated. But I think this will be a notch on the loss column for them.
Yeah, I got their Rams winning it too. They've been playing every game tough. Like they're keeping up with almost everyone they're playing. So yeah, I'm gonna say that the Rams take this one. They don't know by much, but
all right, we agree on that one. All right, moving on to Chicago at Las Vegas. There's a lot of things to like about this game, just the people that are there, and Pete Carroll in Vegas, and of course Caleb Williams in Chicago, and teams that you want to be bounced back and getting better all the time. Chicago's favored by 1, over under of 48. How do you think this one's going to fare?
It's another one.
It's a coin flip. It really is.
Yeah.
You could see it going either way.
Mm-hmm.
I heard Carroll come out and say that Genty isn't running like they need him to run or something like that. I
mean, he hasn't.
Yeah,
he's not the big explosive guy that he was for sure. But
well, yeah.
Then it is a different
college,
game speed to this. So
it's a different level for sure.
But I think I got Vegas winning this one.
All right. I do have Chicago in this one. So we'll see. That'll be one that sets us apart. So, All right, moving on to the next one, and I look now at what my pick was, and I don't know if I agree with what I had picked originally. This is Baltimore at Kansas City. Baltimore favored by 2.5. Both of these teams are 1-2, so somebody's coming out of this 1-3. Over under on this is 48.5. And I've picked Baltimore. And they've been down, and sometimes when teams get down in a year like this, and the way they've lost these two games, they had opportunities to win, with Buffalo and Detroit there last week. And Kansas City just has not been Kansas City, and they're decimated with people being gone.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to take Baltimore in this one. I think they're the team that's going to go to 2-2 and try to jumpstart what they've got going.
Yeah, I got Kansas City. Xavier Worthy's coming back. I don't know how big of a role he's going to have after your tight end decided to shoulder check him on a drag route and dislocated shoulder with
no
some tears.
Decisions to do. I think they both just happened to be going for the same spot.
I can tell you exactly what happened.
The same spot at the
They're
same
doing
time.
The rub, but with Derwin James and Kelsey, they've had some beef. And the last time they interacted with each other, Derwin James slammed Kelsey on his back. So I have a feeling he was scared of Derwin James and ran a little more shallow than he should have and smacked his shoulder into.
He has no fear. There's no fear in Kelsey. Come on.
I mean, he did marry.
Look
Swift, though.
No, they're not married yet.
Engaged, whatever, same thing.
I mean, if he was scared, would he get on Andy Reid like they did in the last game?
Well, Andy Reid didn't. Andy Reid downplayed it apparently.
Just he always
don't worry about
You've seen this before with those guys.
Yeah, it's fine.
But I don't think it even bats an eye. So you got Kansas City. So we're different on that one as well. All right, this one could be a lot of fun to watch. Sunday night, Green Bay at Dallas. I'm not a big Dallas fan. Micah Parsons going back to Dallas.
You're not a Dallas fan?
Not so much. But Micah Parsons going back to Dallas, I think that's going to be a lot of fun to watch. Coming off a loss to Cleveland, oh my word. Who you got? Tell me Dallas.
I got Green Bay. Come on.
Okay.
I will say I follow some Cowboys fans just because of the people they are, not because of the team they support. And they're all like, I'm not looking forward to this game. So I'm going to go off of what they're saying and say that Green Bay might.
So they're realistic then, in other words. So, and that's what you want out of a fan. Some people just support your team no matter how they are. Always encourage and support them. And I say BS, you should have to have some accountability from these teams. And when they do some stupid stuff or they don't change what they're doing, I think they deserve to, as a fan, that I want them to win more than anybody else, but I want them to change if they're not doing something right. I got Green Bay in this one as well. Green Bay is favored by 7. Over-under is 47.5. That's the Sunday night game. All right, 2 Monday night games now, and oh my gosh, I think the beginning of the year, they probably thought, this will be great. We got the Jets with Justin Fields. Miami's going to bounce back from where they ended up last year. That'll be a great one. We'll do that one at 4:15 Pacific time. And then at 5:15, we'll put the Bengals and the Broncos on. 2 teams, Joe Burrow leading the Bengals. They're going to have a great year. Bo Nix with Denver. Okay, so let's go back. New York Jets at Miami. Miami favored by 2.5. Over under of 45. Can't miss game to see. I mean, they really
is it?
Okay, yeah. I actually picked Miami. So I have Miami as my 32nd ranked team in football. But I predicted them to win and get themselves out of the tough. They have played a couple people tough, let's be honest. But anyway, Miami.
I have Miami as well.
Okay. All right.
They need to bounce back.
As long as Tua stays upright, they do have a shot. They really do. All right. And now the last game of the week. Cincinnati at Denver. Again, I have one of my favorite cousins, I don't know, 80 of them or 70 of them or whatever, but Ken is definitely one of them from Denver. Denver fan. I picked against them last week, and was it last week I picked against them or 2 weeks ago when they played San Diego?
Who's San Diego?
I said it, didn't I? The Chargers. Anyway, this week, Ken, it's Denver. Denver's winning this game against Cincinnati.
You don't think Jake Browning's going to carry them to victory?
Well, what happened against Minnesota? That just really, it's Carson Wentz. It's
Carson Wentz in the Super Bowl. He got a Super Bowl ring. He didn't play in it, but
I was going to say. Anyway, I think it's Denver. How about you?
I got Denver as well.
Okay.
Could be a good game.
Yeah, it really could. It really could. All right. So, on top of a couple more things to take care of today, parlays. So we always put a parlay together. We each pick 2 games that we say we would bet on if we were stupid enough to bet on them. And last week I went 1-1. Last week Robbie went 2-0. So if you listen to his advice,
week 1 and week 3.
Week 1. Okay, so
odd number
weeks
are mine.
That makes sense. Odd makes sense for him.
Did you hit both years like in week 2?
No, I think I've been 1-1 the whole time. I believe. I think I've been 1-1. So you got to just decide which one you're going to go with on mine, and then switch the other one around. So here we go. Today, or game 1 that I have in my parlay, I have, and I hate to bet on the teams I like, just because sometimes it's not your head, it's your heart that's betting. But I've got the Seahawks giving 1.5 to Arizona. I got that as my first game. That's in Arizona. And then I got Pittsburgh getting 2.5 from Minnesota. Minnesota's favored by 2.5. So I'm taking Pittsburgh getting the 2.5 against Minnesota. Those are my parlays. And this is for entertainment purposes only. Again, don't blame it on us if you don't win. But if you do win, throw us a tip. All right. How about yours?
Got Minnesota and Pittsburgh over 41.5.
Okay, over 41. I
what
thought
you were about to say under?
I thought you were going to say Minnesota.
Oh, like money line?
Yeah, something like that. So that way it's against what I
never.
You could have just come on.
I don't do that. I rarely do that.
But you could have come on and just said, you know what? I'm taking Arizona and Minnesota because I know that you probably will miss them both. So, all right. So, overline 41 on the Vikings and Steelers. And what's your second one?
Cincinnati and Denver over 44.
Cincinnati, Denver over 44. Okay. That could definitely happen. That definitely could happen. Maybe if
Denver puts
Jake
up
Browning
30 and then 2 touchdowns, I'm good.
Yeah, if Jake Browning can do his job. All right.
It can just be because I had – who did I have last week? Detroit and Baltimore. And then they were both obviously they were both close, but there's been times where I put an over 60 and it was with Buffalo and they had 48.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
All right. And last thing we have to do is the rain and shine games of the week. So the rain games, the games that you don't want to see, can't see.
Forced to see at 4:15 on Monday night.
So I had to have 2. I couldn't just have one.
You can have one.
I can't.
Well, I do.
I can't. There's 2 0-3 games. So there's 4 0-3 teams playing each other this weekend. And looking at both of them, I can't see. I mean, there's one that's a little more talented than the others, but I do have the Jets in Miami as my first rain game, and I have Tennessee and Houston as my second rain game. Both of them are just.
I'd rather watch Tennessee and Houston.
Well, you might rather do that, but if it was raining, I wouldn't watch either one of them. Or if it was shining, I wouldn't watch either one of them. So, all right. How about the shine game? Which game? There are 2 or 3 games that, I mean, for entertainment purposes, Green Bay, Dallas, to me, could be a great one. I don't even want a good game in that one. I just want to see someone get beat by a bunch. See Jerry's face up in the box and Micah celebrating on the field. They beat do something on the Star or something. That would be kind of cool. Anyway,
all I know is that people are asking about a tribute video to Micah Parsons when he goes back, and then Jerry Jones said it's not appropriate.
Yeah, probably not at this point in his career.
Yeah.
As see how things go, then it might change a little bit because I think there's a little animosity between the two.
You think so?
I think maybe it was a little difference in perspective and things like that. But I mean, Baltimore, Kansas City is a good game. They're both 1-2, but I mean, they're two really good teams. Who do you have for yours?
I got Philly, Tampa Bay. I just think that's going to be really, really back and forth. Just could be like a 40-40 game.
And that's exactly the same two teams. The same game I picked for the Shine game is Philadelphia, Tampa Bay, both 3-0, and it is the matchup, the only matchup of two 3-0 teams. But again, like I say, Baltimore, Kansas City would be good. Indianapolis and the Rams is one that maybe considered as a big one too. So, all right. Well, we don't have our fantasy numbers today with us without Robbie having the ability to create all of the images and things like that. We won't have that. We'll bring that to you next week and get all those leaders from the last week out there. So I'm really sorry if the fantasy players are actual players are watching our broadcast and they had the highest number for their position.
If you had Trey Tucker, good job.
So Trey,
if you started him, good job.
Trey, if you're listening, maybe we can put an image up next week of Trey Tucker just so that way, hey, here's what people missed because they might be looking for.
I might do like a week 3 one. And then right afterwards, do a week 4 to make up for it.
There we go. That way people can see this stuff. So, all right. Well, here we go. This is moving into week number 4. And
slow down.
Hopefully, I know it's a fourth of the way over almost already. And it's going way too fast. Games are good. There's some good matchups on the table. So I look forward to a really good weekend, starting again with the Seahawks and Arizona Cardinals. I am the fan that is a realist with Seattle, and they have shown defensively, they have shown me a lot this year, and that's what they need to be able to win. They have to have that defense, and they're protecting Sam Darnold all right now. So hopefully they don't lay an egg. I'm glad. I was critical with that first week when they were playing. I thought their offense was so generic against San Francisco. I didn't think they did anything to. I wasn't thrilled with Clint Kubiak's offense that was so vaunted, going to be so great. But they played a lot better the last 2 weeks, and that's fantastic. And they have injuries on the defensive side too. The secondary has really been banged up. So what they've done has been fantastic. Yes, they played New Orleans. I get it. Yes, they played Pittsburgh, but they beat Pittsburgh pretty well. And Pittsburgh came back last week and got a win themselves. So, all right. So enjoy the games this weekend, and hopefully all your teams win. And then we'll move on to week 5 next week. So for all of us here in the studio at ROS Sports, we're signing off. Go Hawks.
Go Mariners.